CNP. And today we are back with another ASMR video. Tonight's video is a highly requested video. I believe 2 years ago, maybe it was last year, it may have been last year, I did an overview of my fantasy football team, and you guys absolutely loved it. I think even when, back when, I had just a couple thousand subscribers, it was one of my most viewed videos and most liked and commented on videos. So I figured, why not do it again for the 2020-2021 season. My draft was 2 days ago. It was on a Sunday, and it is an 8-team league. I believe it's a PPR league. Can't confirm or deny that, but I think I had a pretty solid draft for being unfortunately, the last pick in the draft. I think I did pretty well for myself, but I will let you guys be the judge of that. Let me know in the comment section down below what kind of teams you guys have, who you think is going to have a fantasy breakout season. As I go over these picks, I will kind of give my thoughts on why I picked these players and kind of an outlook and on the season. And I will also be taking a look at maybe some of my other opponents' teams as well, and kind of grading their teams as well. So I hope you are going to enjoy this video. If you're not currently subscribed and you're a fan of ASMR, and specifically ASMR gaming, I highly suggest you check out the rest of my channel. It is, I'd say, 95% gaming and sports based. Some of the, I guess we'll throw sports in there, but so if that's your thing, then definitely hit that subscribe button. We are going for 25,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for clicking onto this video, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, here we have the CNP collection. The CNP collection, that is my team name. Of course, abbreviated CNP. At a first glance, you can probably tell what my strategy was. I went back-to-back running backs, as I said in the intro. I had the eighth pick in an 8-team league, so last pick, and I had back-to-back picks. I was actually on Twitch when the draft started, and I had told my chat, I was gonna be kind of preoccupied because I had a fantasy draft going on, and a couple of people had suggested Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and I immediately had no idea who they were talking about. And then it occurred to me they were talking about the LSU rookie who got drafted by the Chiefs, and Chiefs running backs are always something nice to target. Andy Reid really loves the run game, and they like to get their running backs involved in the passing game as well. So I don't usually take a chance on rookies, and I decided, let's do it. Let's take a shot. I don't even know who else was available at the time, other than my second pick, who we will go over here in just a second. But he's definitely got some promise to him. Projected over 200 fantasy points with, honestly, that's a low projection. I'm guessing that's pretty low just based upon, the fact that he's a rookie, but he could come in and really beast out for the Kansas City Chiefs. Back-to-back picks, I got Nick Chubb with my second pick. And like I said, I don't usually take chances with rookies. And Nick Chubb kind of was the reason why I took a shot, because this man here was a rookie last year and he absolutely balled out. 219.2. He was coming off of an injury. Didn't even really play all that much. Kind of got off to a slow start, I guess. He did play probably a good bit in the beginning, but slow start to the season, and then he just like started putting up numbers. Multiple 20-point games, a 36.3 point game against Baltimore, and that absolutely killed it. Drafted 9th overall in the second round by the CNB collection, as you can see. So we have our second running back. I have started to take running backs very early. I went back-to-back running backs, and I'm very happy with these two. These are going to be my workhorses, my absolute must-plays every week will be these two, as well as, of course, our quarterback, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was a guy that I just completely, again, ignored last year, and he absolutely went insane. We could take a look at his game log as well. Look at these numbers. The man is the best running back in the NFL, and he plays quarterback. I say that kind of sarcastically, but honestly, not really. 17 carries for 103 yards. 16 carries for 101 yards, 19 carries for 152 yards. All of these touchdowns count more, by the way, than a throwing touchdown. He had 5 touchdowns against the Jets, 37.08 fantasy points. I mean, to me, wow, I just realized that this is the end of the season at the top and the beginning of the season at the bottom. I guess Nick Chubb had a slow end to the season, not slow beginning of the season. He kind of popped off in the beginning and kind of slowed down at the end, but a little correction there. Lamar Jackson, the 2019 NFL MVP, fresh out of a breakout season. I'd imagine a lot of defenses will be able to better coordinate against a Lamar Jackson led offense, but kind of be ready a little bit more for that quarterback run. I'd imagine everybody would be playing a spy, but I took a shot. I took him in the 3rd round, 24th overall. I feel like this, if he has a repeat season of last year, this could be a solid pickup in the 3rd round. Some people would say that, that's a little high for a quarterback, but I mean, to be honest, Lamar Jackson, he's almost more running back than he is quarterback. And I, for one, I always hate drafting quarterbacks because I never get a good quarterback. I feel like I've had good quarterbacks, like I've drafted Aaron Rodgers in the past, and of course he's had like a down season when I draft him, or somebody like, a Drew Brees, and then Drew Brees has a down, it's just, hopefully Lamar Jackson, I wanted to kind of prioritize a quarterback a little bit earlier this year, and that's why I went with Lamar Jackson. Wait, can Cam Newton be this year's Lamar Jackson? That would be, wow. Yikes, that would be interesting. And then in the 4th round, I believe I went with... No, we went Tyler Lockett, I believe. 5th round, wait. Who did we get in the 4th round? Wait. Was it Kittle? Did I get Kittle in the 4th? Oh, wow, I did. Okay, so I went tight end in the 4th with George Kittle, who just got absolutely paid. I usually don't like rostering people after they, cash out on giant contracts, but tight end is another position where, just like quarterback, I always, draft kind of later, and they end up being just not panning out the way that I wanted them to. I figured George Kittle, being the most popular target in San Francisco would be a solid pick in the 4th round. Again, some would say tight end a little early, but look at these numbers. These numbers speak for themselves. Almost every, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I mean, honestly, for a tight end, these are really good numbers. I was going to say only X amount of games with less than 10 points, but I mean, 7 is like half the season. But let's see if he had multiple, let's see, TDs. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns. Wow, that's actually not that much. I thought he had honestly much more of a prominent season. I probably took him a little bit early, but again, I don't know who was on the board at the time. I want to say there was probably no one else that was kind of sticking out. So I went high with another solid, he's definitely the best available at his position, along with Lamar Jackson. I would venture to say that Lamar Jackson, George Kittle, the Bills defense, and Justin Tucker are all the best at their position. And I know that, defense and special teams, you can kind of rotate. Same with kicker, can kind of rotate. But let's take a look at those two now. Game logs. Look at this game log. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different games where they had double-digit points. Justin Tucker had how many double-digit points? Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games with double-digit points. I mean, you have a defense or a kicker that's getting you double digits, and that's huge, 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 huge for your fantasy week. But let's see. So we went Clyde and Nick Chubb back to back, and then we went Lamar Jackson and George Kittle back to back. So it's now the 5th round, and I don't have a wide receiver. That's when we get Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett from the Seattle Seahawks, who is one of, the best deep threats, in my opinion, in the NFL. He, has very explosive plays. See, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different games with double-digit points. But as you can see, he's also got 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll count that 5 with 5 games with 5.1 or less. So this is kind of a high risk, high reward type of receiver. Wow, he had 18 targets against Tampa Bay. Holy cow. But, some weeks he's barely targeted. Some weeks he's targeted almost double digits or more than 10 times. 12 targets, 14 targets, 18 targets. Wow. 9 targets, 1 touchdown. 18 points. That's pretty crazy. Against Carolina. But to be honest, I expect more of the same from him this year. He's projected to have not as good of a season as he had last year, but we'll see. I still think, the Seahawks are always going to be a solid team as long as they got Russell Wilson and, a decent defense. They also have always somehow managed to have a good running back. Back to back, though, we had T.Y. Hilton, who I was very kind of nervous to draft. He's never really been my cup of tea, but 2019 season, let's see, I think he was injured for a lot of the season. Yeah, looks like he was injured for a lot of the season, but still, look at the beginning. Bang, bang, bang. Very hot start. And then Houston, so when he, was playing before he got injured, it looks like he was doing pretty solid. And then, of course, there's weeks where he didn't play, and it looks like he kind of struggled at the end of the season. But also, look at this, LV, the Las Vegas Raiders. That's going to be interesting. That'll be interesting. But T.Y. Hilton, to my knowledge, will have Jacoby Brissett passing to him. I think that is Indianapolis's current QB. I could be wrong though. I'm thinking it's Jacoby Brissett, who seemed to like T.Y. Hilton a lot last year, but we'll see how that pans out. We will see. Next, I believe I was not too satisfied with, let's see, T.Y. Hilton was at the 8th round. No, 6th round. So 7th round. Don't tell me I went. Did I go? No. 7th round. Ah, yes. We have AJ Green here, down here on the bench. Wait, no, that's 8th round. Wait. 8th, 9th round. Who did I go in the 7th round? Was it Deandre Swift? No way. Oh my god, it was. Yeah, so this was when I started to panic. This is when I started to panic. I was running out of time, and I took what was projected the best available at the time, and that was Deandre Swift. And to be fair, Deandre Swift is a hell of a player, but he's going to be sharing time in Detroit with, I can't remember. Let's see, Swift has 3 down upside, but will begin his career competing for reps with Kerryon Johnson. Yeah, so who figures to focus primarily on ball carrying, with Swift busier in passing situations. So, again, it's a PPR league, so that benefits that, but that definitely was a panic pick right there, not gonna lie. So we had Deandre Swift in the 7th, and then AJ Green, I believe, in the 8th. Yep, so this is a man who did not even play last year. Yeah, should be completely rested. He has not played a snap in over a year, which is crazy. And to be honest, there was no reason for him to play last year. The Bengals were doo-doo. Absolute doo-doo, and no offense to any Bengals fans out there. That being said, if there are any Bengals fans out there, you have a reason to be excited, because you are getting this man back along with Joe Burrow at the helm. So that's kind of the reason why I went with AJ Green, a full year's rest. The man used to be elite back in the day, back in the, Andy Dalton days, back when he was kind of a little bit more relevant. He's kind of not so relevant anymore. And of course, I don't know, did Andy Dalton even, is he retired, I believe. But AJ Green could have a potential turning back the clocks kind of season. I was willing to take a chance on AJ Green. Next up, we have Stefan Diggs. I believe we took him 72nd overall in the 9th round. Stefan Diggs is now a member of the Buffalo Bills, who I absolutely love as a team. They are a sleeper, absolute sleeper. Very solid offense. Let's see, let's read his 2020 projection here. Despite Kirk Cousins' extremely efficient campaign with Adam Thielen sidelined, Kirk Cousins in Minnesota, it's a hit or miss, like Mr. Kirk Cousins, but Diggs was traded to Buffalo during the offseason and will now operate as the Bills' top target. He's also going to be, have, let's see, who's the quarterback? His name is, oh no, I'm drawing blanks. Josh Allen. I had to look that up real quick. That was going to drive me nuts, and I know when that happens in the middle of a video, it probably drives viewers nuts as well. So, yeah, Josh Allen is a very up-and-comer, in my opinion. He was a pretty solid quarterback last year. The Bills are kind of an on-the-rise type of team. Bills Mafia out here doing it big, but projected a not as well as 2019, but in my opinion, if Stefan Diggs and Josh Allen can kind of get a little special connection going, that would be something special. Stefan Diggs is a really, really good player, really good receiver, and I expect big things. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if we got some big things out of Stefan Diggs this year. So then I believe from there I probably picked up the Bills defense, 10th round, and Justin Tucker, 11th round. So those were those two picks back to back. From there I started going with my bench, and here's where things kind of got a little crazy. I got Jordan Howard, I believe. I went with another running back. That's 12th round. Let's see, where's the 11th round? Okay, so yeah, I went Jordan Howard, who is now the running back for Miami. And, Miami is going to have Tua at the helm at some point this year. I don't know if they've named him the starter, but Matt Breida. Let's read about him. Howard signed with the Dolphins following 4 seasons with Chicago and Philadelphia. Which, to be fair, when he was in Chicago, Jordan Howard was a beast. I think he had to split too much time in Philadelphia to kind of shine too much, but I think he's going to have a more prominent role in Miami. The 2016 5th round pick has racked up 3,895 rushing yards in his first 4 pro seasons, which trails only the totals of Ezekiel Elliott and Todd Gurley for most during that span. That is an insane statistic. Howard is obviously a very effective rusher, but has struggled as a receiver, averaging an ugly 5.4 yards per play on 119 career targets. A top 20 fantasy back during his first 3 seasons, Howard might struggle to get back to that territory as he operates as an early down and goal line complement to Matt Breida. I don't know how to say his last name. In Miami, the 25-year-old Hammer is a borderline flex option in non-PPR leagues. So he has touchdown upside, as we can see. Wow, look at this. Was hurt most of the year last year, but look at this. I mean, 3 receptions for 28 yards and a touchdown with 2 rushing touchdowns. I mean, that's touchdown upside right there. So he can explode for a lot if he gets, some goal line opportunities. From there, let's see. So he was our 12th pick. 13th, did I go Matt Ryan? Did I go backup quarterback? I did. So you guys know me. I'm a Falcons fan. I am ATL all the way. So it was a no-brainer to me to pick up Matt Ryan as my backup quarterback. Hopefully they can kind of turn it back around. They just kind of have not been the same since our Super Bowl blunders. But Matt Ryan, of course, he's still got Julio Jones. He's got a second-year player in Calvin Ridley. And he's, going to be something special as well. So Matt Ryan, he's got all the tools, and of course he's got Todd Gurley now. I'd expect our offense to be pretty gross. I say that every year, but as long as our offensive line can protect Matt Ryan, I would expect our offense to be deadly again, once again. From there, let's see, did I go Golden Tate, 15th round? And Hunter Henry in the 14th round. So Hunter Henry and Golden Tate back to back. Hunter Henry doesn't really have anybody to throw, or he doesn't really have a quarterback to throw to him. Phillip Rivers is out in LA, so I don't know who will. I think it's Tyrod Taylor, that's right. Will Hunter Henry fare in fantasy with Taylor at quarterback? I mean, you never know. Hunter Henry is a really good tight end, though, and I needed a backup tight end. More than likely, he will only play in George Kittle's spot if Kittle is on bye or, knock on wood, George Kittle gets hurt. Same with Matt Ryan and Lamar Jackson. Usually starts pretty much anyone. Both my running backs, my quarterback, my tight end, Bills defense, and Justin Tucker are all going to be automatic starts. Really what it'll come down to is who I want to start at receiver that week. Obviously we have Stefan Diggs, T.Y. Hilton, and Tyler Lockett, and those three are really good, but we also got A.J. Green, who could really, like I said, really explode. We got Golden Tate, and we have Henry Ruggs, the rookie from Alabama, the Crimson Tide, and he is their #1 target. I mean, Las Vegas. They got an interesting team, I guess, but he was projected their #1 target, and I got him in the last round. So I got a team's #1 receiver in the very final round. I'll take it. I will take it. Listed as a starter, of course. I would expect nothing less. Fellow rookie Brian Edwards are listed as starters alongside second-year pro Hunter Renfrow, which is funny. Hunter Renfrow being from Clemson, so they have a Bama and a Clemson receiver in the same receiving core, which is pretty cool. But have a history of targeting speed at wide receivers. This man is fast. I mean, freaky fast. Like the fastest I've ever seen, but it's pretty crazy how fast. The 5'11", 188-pound playmaker has great hands, ball skills, and is exceptional after the catch. I mean, after the catch, this guy is going to be explosive. Deep threat, definitely, but potential for yards after catch. But that is pretty much my entire team. I know I said I would review other people's teams, but I think we're going to just keep it at this for now. Let me know in the comment section down below. One thing I do definitely regret is drafting Deandre Swift so high, but who knows, he may be an absolute stud. Those Georgia running backs do have a good kind of stat sheet when it comes to fantasy in the NFL. You know, you got, of course, we got Nick Chubb, we have, you know, Todd Gurley, and now we have Deandre Swift. I'm sure I'm missing, you know, a running back. Oh, the running back in New England. What's his name? Oh, now that's gonna drive me nuts. Sony Michelle. I had to look that one up as well. All these cuts. Sony Michelle had a pretty solid year in New England. That's another team, though, that kind of, you never know what running back's going to go off for New England just because of their system. But that's kind of why I went with Deandre Swift. That was the thought process. But other than that, I'm pretty satisfied with how things went. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. But like I said, that's going to do it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will probably do some updates, maybe some mid-season updates. Probably not weekly, but mid-season, maybe quarter-season update to mid-season update. We'll see. But that's going to do it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. So, if you're watching this during the day, then have a relaxing rest of the day. And if you're watching this at night, then have a great night sleep.